Well, good morning, Aurora. Hope everyone is doing well. This chilly morning. Finally, fall is here, and we say bye to that heat and awful humidity. So, before we begin, um, just give me a shout out to a quick sponsor today. So, my name is Aaron Rodriguez, Realtor with Century 21 Circle. You are watching Living in Aurora. It's our new program. This is sponsored by the Neighbor Project to connect the people of Aurora with information about home ownership and connect lenders, realtors, and the community with the tools to achieve your dreams of home ownership. I work with the Neighbor Project, and I can help with referrals, workshops, or any other information you need. Visit their website in the description of this video to connect with the Neighbor Project and learn more. Our guest today is Luis Torres, real estate agent with OnPath Realty,
Yes.
right here in Aurora, correct?
100%, yes.
How's,
Yes.
how's your morning doing?
My morning is good.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got shocked this morning. I was just telling Curtis about it. Just nice and fresh and cold, but it gets us ready for this. It's equivalent of a cold shower. Ready to go.
Correct.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about the state of the market, what's going on in Aurora. Specifically, it lines up to be perfect because the last time you were here, if I recall correctly, you specialize more in Aurora.
Yes.
And what a perfect moment now that we're going into the fourth quarter. We're shifting to the fall, winter.
Yeah.
Tell us, what have you seen? How was the summer for you in real estate? And what have you seen just recently, a month ago?
Oh yeah, like he alluded to Aurora, that's the market that I'm currently working in here, and I've seen a lot of folks are interested in this area, especially those folks that I call. I mean, I ask them, what kind of areas looking for, not Joliet, not Chicago, just Aurora, right? And what I've seen here in the last 4 to 5 months here, the last time I spoke, was that the real estate market has been picking up. A lot of folks are interested in looking at homes. They're always asking me about how's the state of the market. I have 3 big things that I would like to share with you when we speak about the market, such as the home availability, the prices, and the buyer demand. I think those are the big questions that people are concerned about, want to know more about. But yeah, I've seen a lot of folks interested. Now going into the fourth quarter, people are more excited because even in the last month, I don't know if you recall, the interest rates dropped to I mean, all year long they were at 6.9, 7%, and we as realtors were trying to just kind of calm people down about that number, but now that's at 6.3. A lot more excitement has gone on. So I've seen uptick in interest in the last several months.
And can you tell us a little bit about the stats of Aurora, right from the the handy dandy MRED that they provide to us?
Yes. 100%. I mean, this is it. This is our bread and butter here as a realtor. We live in the statistics. We live, I wish I could say, in the houses that we sell, but we can't. That'd be weird. But we live in the data. And as far as the market statistics go, I know this is not something that's going to wake us all up, but knowing the statistics really does give you an idea of how you can approach it. Aaron, sometimes people ask you, of course, as a real estate agent with Century 21, they ask you, Aaron, how's the state of the market, right? Real quick, I want to know what you would say to them about the state of the market that you are currently in.
So just backtrack a little bit. Yeah. I also work in Aurora, but I also work in other areas, surrounding areas. Sometimes I do a little bit up north, maybe around Joliet, also Bolingbrook. And what I have seen, everything between, let's say, $200 and $330,000 price of the home.
Right.
It's still a hot market. It moves fast.
100%, yes.
Once you go about 330K,
yes,
it kind of cools down a little bit.
Okay.
So we are in a present times where affordability is an issue. So with that said, we know that everything has gone up lately. Over the last 5 years, we know insurance, property taxes, and then in those moments also the interest was a little more higher.
Yes.
So I think during those about 330. There's maybe a little bit of a slowdown, but that doesn't mean there's going to be a crash.
No.
So that's what I tell the people. We're like, it's still moving fast, but if the house is not, let's say, like to the trends today, like modern, updated,
nice looking.
Now we have a lot of lights and light colors.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's gonna be buyer. The buyer's gonna grab a lot of attention to it. If it needs little, not that the house is falling apart, but it needs a little upkeeping, like to
Modernize it, bring
yeah,
it up, right?
then it might sit for a little while,
Mhm.
but that doesn't mean it's a horrible house.
No, it doesn't.
And then everything below, like I said, below 330, between 200 and 330, it still moves pretty fast. So
Right.
yeah, that's my intake on
On the market, right?
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
what people are wanting to know. So you asked me how was my summer, and I'm not just going to say what the results were as far as, how many houses did I sell, was it busy for me? I'm going to say exactly what my systems are, what my business was like. And since we last spoke, I was looking at my statistics yesterday, my reports here on my dialer that I use. It looks like I made about 10,000 cold calls in that period of time. And of those, I was speaking with folks here in the Aurora area. I'm literally calling house and after house after house after house, every day, hundreds of calls, right? And I'm asking them, hey, what kind of property are you looking to get into? What kind of, so based on that information that I got, I saw that the majority of folks are looking at properties around 300K or less. So because of that, I tailored my data information to look at properties 300K or less. That's $300,000 or less. And the statistics that I found are pretty interesting. Now, I don't want me to kind of share information on that, and I hope that this would be beneficial to you watching this show, because if you really are getting into the market, maybe now in the next 6 to 12 months, you have an idea of that. So for example, you asked me, hey, what's the state of the market as far as prices go, right? Are prices elevating or escalating? The answer to that question is no, they're relatively flat compared to last year, at least in the Aurora area. Now, I'm taking into account Aurora, Montgomery, Oswego, in this general area, because again, the folks that I spoke with are looking in these general areas. They're looking for single-family detached homes. We're looking at homes that have 300K or less, $300,000 or less. Also resale type of homes and traditional sales, right? We're not talking about new construction, etc. Like, that's a specific market. If you want to know about lots, if you want to know about commercial properties, if you want to know about townhomes, that's a different market altogether. If you're looking at homes like you were alluding to, 370K or more, 600,000, that's a different market altogether. You could reach out to Aaron about it.
Yourself.
Or myself as well, yes. And we could speak about that market. We don't have time for this show to talk about all those markets. So very narrow, $300,000 or less. The median price, you ready for this? $263,000 according to September 2025 statistics here. A year ago, in September 2024, it was only at $262,000. So the prices themselves didn't elevate, didn't go up, and neither are they crashing. So folks that are afraid of, even last year when I spoke to folks, they were saying, I don't want to buy a house now because I feel the price is going to crash. Newsflash, right? It didn't crash. It's still steady and it's still strong. And why is it strong? Because the buyers are keeping it strong. The buyer demand, if buyers suddenly disappear, and they no longer are coming out here to buy houses, then, right, what will happen to prices if less buyers are in the market?
Most likely we're going to see a lot of price reductions.
Right, reductions, because people want to sell the house. Right. And so the value of a home is basically met when a buyer says, I'll pay up to this much, and the seller says, I will sell as low as this number. And once they meet, that's the value of the home. So that's where we see the transaction happening. And another question you asked me is about market time. What about the market time as far as Aurora goes? How fast does it get from listing a house, putting that sign outside, and getting it under contract, aka when it sells? And the average, or median, I should say, the median number is 19 days on the market here in the Aurora area.
I want to say kind of cooled down, maybe, or an average.
Yeah, no, 100%, yes.
Because I remember still last year, around this time, like 3 days, and that's it. But there were also like homes that were like ready to move in, everything updated, everything.
Yes.
No more than 3 days.
No more than 3 days.
Lately, I haven't done anything around here. I'll be honest, but you just remind me of that stat.
We all look at the real estate world almost as the consumer, the client. We see a property we love, like you were speaking about, how it's fully updated and it's beautiful looking, and it sells in 2 to 3 days, right? And that's what we see, and that's the bias in the market. But according to the statistics, and we're big on numbers because we want to make sure that the public is aware of the data and statistics, but it says 19 days in the market. So that's influenced by us as well. Other homes that sit a little longer, perhaps the seller is a little stubborn on the price and whatnot. But the other big factor is in the buyer demand. Again, we want to find out what's the state of the market, what's the health of the market. Again, a big part of that are buyers in the market. Are there less buyers? Are there more buyers? According to the statistics here with InfoSparks, in the month of September 2025, shows per listing has had about 12 shows per listing, 13 around that much. And according to the numbers, it says minus 10%, minus 10.8% compared to last year. Don't let that number scare you. I know 10's a big number, but it's basically the equivalent of 15 folks looking at a house last year to 13 folks looking at a home last year. This year, I should say. So it's still busy.
And this is just Aurora.
This is just the Aurora area. Again, we're talking about local. If you wanted to speak about the national numbers or Chicago, find somebody else.
Because then the numbers get really. That's what I was speaking, talking last week on the Spanish Buenos Dias.
I remember
about people, the audience see Facebook, see on the internet, Instagram, and they see the stat from Redfin is saying, the market is declining 15%, but that stat is nationally. They're grabbing the whole nation. They're just not grabbing Aurora, Miami, Nevada.
They don't even know what Aurora is in the map.
So I'm just giving a perspective that when I do have people, they call me, it's like, hey, is this true? And I'm like, well, that stat is nationally, and so now you got to play a lot of factors. How they come up with that, I don't know. Sometimes I believe like they just take like Miami or Nevada like just more than others.
Yeah,
but then again, I don't want to sound like,
isn't it sensationalism? You see the folks trying to do a clickbait kind of headline. They'll say something that's crazy out in Florida, and they say, look at the real estate market, it's crashing. And now all of our buyers here in Aurora are panicking, and now they don't want to do anything. And we have to kind of baby them back. Like, don't worry. It's like, for example, Curtis was asking me about my family, and I have some little ones at home. I have a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and whatnot. But when it rains, they get scared, right? And it's our job as parents to kind of pacify them and make them calm down. And it's just a job that we have as professionals in this field. We're licensed realtors. We know what we're talking about, and we're trying to just calm the folks down when it comes to the market. Listen to your realtor. Listen to Aaron when he speaks about the real estate market. 100%. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. So that's a good stat to know about the listing. And what was the other one I was asking? I forgot. I just probably didn't have enough coffee.
No, we need some coffee right now. So if you're watching live, please don't chat. Just bring us a coffee right here.
What was the other one? Median, listing, and...
Yeah. So the big things that I look at when it comes to the health of the market are the homes available on the market, the prices, and the buyer demand. So prices, we spoke about that. Homes available for sale. That's the big one right there. So right off the bat, right, even right now, as I was waiting for us to get on the air, as of right now, there's 377 homes available for sale here, active, all together in the general Aurora area, from price all the way down to, what's the cheapest price? 100,000 in the Aurora area?
130, but...
Yeah, very low.
But they need a lot of work.
Or
150.
They do. So as low as those numbers. I mean, I wish I could tell you there's a $50,000 house somewhere. I know that both of us will run out of here right now, and we'll just leave Curtis over here doing the show, all the way up to $1 million houses. So there's 376 homes for sale. Of those homes, and this is hopefully we get into speak about this here on OnPath Realty. We focus and try to help the investor. But for the investors out there, there are 22 homes that are, in my opinion, good deals to buy. And of those 22 homes, only 9 of them are available right now in the market. So, yeah, homes for sale in the $300K, that's $300,000 range or less. In other words, the market for this particular buyer, single-family detached, there was an average in September of 44 homes available any given time. And that actually backs it up because right now, if I were to search in the MLS, there's 43 homes available right now active that are 300,000 or less.
And we're the second biggest city of Illinois.
180,000 people live in
Chicago.
Aurora. Yeah.
So you have to put that stuff into perspective,
If the mayor is watching this one day, and I know that he's watching, okay. The last 10 years, what's going on? The population has gone down from 200,000 all the way to 180. What's going on here? Let's bring 20,000 people back into Aurora, okay.
There's a lot of factors,
And have them buy a house without on.
Yes. And you, but. So I know the last time we were here, you were talking about you also specialize things outside the market, like off the market stuff. So just full description, the stats that he's reading, it comes everything from Main Street, the board of association of realtors that they provide to us. That's where we get all that staff. I just want to put that out there. Don't think he's just pulling stuff from random numbers, or same thing when I go on myself and I just pull random numbers. No, he's getting it from the whole system that the realtors of association provide to us. So that's just what they report when a realtor posts the house for listing that appears on us. But that means there's also stuff outside right?
Yes,
Can you
100%.
go into that? Because I know last time you said you
Yes.
specialize things outside the market.
100%. Thank you for saying that, because yes, what we are finding here in the statistics are just the official big numbers, right? But then this is just the tip of the iceberg, the top of the iceberg. And even right now, we spoke about shows per listing of 12 per houses. Those are registered. Those are pre-approved folks that have requested through showing time and got it confirmed and went and saw the property with a realtor. But on top of that, and I know this because I made 10,000 cold calls and I have my database with hundreds of leads at the moment. But I know that the languages they speak, and the vast majority of them, I tell you, Aaron, even less than 10% of those that say they want to make a move are actually just thinking about making a move, but they haven't done it yet, right? So there's a whole iceberg underneath everything else. There's a lot of demand. If you go on Zillow now and you check out any single property, it has hundreds of views and hundreds of saves, but there's only 10 or 12, So you're right, there's an off market. There's a whole hidden world when it comes to the real estate market. There's a lot of buyers that are willing, ready, but not able, right? Those three things have to collide. They have to kiss, in order for a transaction to occur, let's just say. But yes, off market, that's another situation there. What specifically would you like to know about off market, Saron?
Well, like someone that is watching the show right now and they have no idea and they say, I want that one.
Okay.
How will you go about it?
100%. And so folks call me sometimes and they say, Louis, my neighbor, their house is vacant. I want the house, get it from me, And I had to tell them, like I tell a spoiled child of mine, like, you can't just get everything you want, So, but I do my best, right? I had, you guys had Yasmin Perez, excellent realtor with OnPath Realty, last week right here in the show. She's really good at knocking on doors. So we're not afraid to go out there and knock on the door of that neighbor. And we'll say, hey, how's it going? Hey, guess what? You got picked. You're the lucky winner, right? One of your neighbors wants to buy your house. We're not afraid to go and do that. But I would find, like, maybe through means that we have here, their phone number, or mail them something. But yeah, any house can be sold, right? And so the off market is what we're talking about here. It's gold for an investor, but also for someone that wants to buy a house and they really like the neighbor's house. They can also, every house can be sold at the right price, as long as the seller or the neighbor is willing to sell their house at a right price, and then they can just immediately sell that property. I tell you what, I don't. In my cold calling endeavors and even driving for dollars, I've seen some properties that never had a for sale sign outside with my name in front of it. They never had a listing agreement with my name on it. However, I still sold that house to one of my buyers, and I still got commission off of properties that were never, ever, ever listed because they were off markets. So I like to play in that field. I'm not afraid of it. And no, I mean, there's a whole new world, especially for you new budding realtor. There's a whole new world in off markets. And if you want to get into that, obviously reach out to any one of us, Aaron or myself, and we can, show you the ropes.
There you go. I want to change it up a little bit right now, change into more of a personal tone.
Let's go back to real estate.
People that are watching this the first time and they want to know who Luis Torres is. Tell us a little about yourself, where you grew up.
Look, Luis Torres is the guy that wears a headset, and he's always on the phones, right? That's what you see when you come into the office.
Where was our office located?
So our office is located here in Aurora, the heart of Aurora, I guess you could say, because it's Lake Street, 808 North Lake Street here in Aurora.
Is that across from Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, that's what I love to tell folks. And they always ask me, Louis, where are you located, right? Well, yes, of course. You know the Dunkin' Donuts? They say, yes. Do you know the Pepe's Mexican restaurant, even though it's not there anymore? Literally, but folks still remember and say, hey, just cross the street, and we're right there ready for you. And on top of that, too, the DB Group, Doug Benivades, he is a great lender as well there, and he likes to have folks on site there. So anytime you just walk right into the building, you'll meet with one of us realtors, or you have a lender right on site. So there's no waiting period, there's no phone number, there's no playing tag to find folks. So we're here in Aurora.
I want to say something. Probably was like beginning of the summer, May or around there, when you guys invited me to your guys' office. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
The hospitality really welcome, really warm. So shout out to the main bosses there.
Yeah, Dan Wallace.
And even Doug Benavides, really nice person.
Yes.
So
he's amazing, man.
So I just want to put that out there, because I'm like, oh man, I'm the realtor from another brokerage. I'm like, should I be there?
I know. And you warned me. You said, Louis, don't try to get me here. Like, let's just. All right, I said, okay, I'll back off now.
No, but you guys are awesome.
Thank you.
So, what are some events that you guys have had? because I see little things here and there in social media. You guys are really involved in the community. I really like that a lot.
Yes.
And what are the future events coming up?
Right. Well, thank you for asking that question. And so one of the events that we had in OnPath recently, just a more recent one, was the investor event. We called it the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire event there, and it was geared more towards the new and aspiring investors that want to get into the investment space. And even when I call folks, I ask them if they want to buy a property that's primary or even investment. And then even in those phone calls, we ask them, do you want to make money with real estate, right? So there's folks out there that want to buy homes to make money with, and that's the event that we had on October the 2nd. We had a great turnout. We had attorneys that came, Vanya Sabera was one of them, that came from the city of Chicago, came out here to share her knowledge with us. We had several agents with the brokerage, as well as many folks that were interested in investing, and general contractors. We filled up the room upstairs. Have you been upstairs to our
I remember
our
that time when
classroom?
you showed me, you gave me a little tour.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
good, great.
yeah.
And so we have a classroom upstairs, so we use that as training grounds, and we teach there. But we had that room filled up. We had some great snacks. I know Yasmin Perez and Yasmin Ortega Garcia also did some great snacks there. And we just did a lot of connecting folks and trying to just show them. And then that's the event we had on the 2nd. And I know Yasmin alluded to this last week, on October 30th. By 5 p.m., we're going to be having a trunk or treat. So we've invited folks that have RSVP'd with us to decorate their trunks. Mm-hmm. So the kids can have fun, and they could get scared, and they could get some candy and have a lot of fun. So that's what we have on October 30th. Okay. But moving forward, if you ask my managing broker, Dan Wallace, we want to continue this investor event. Okay. I think that was a major thing we have moving forward. And that's going to be a great place, not just to learn about investing, but to network and really have these investors have a place to almost call their home, their hub, their space, that they can come in here and speak to someone like myself or Dan or others. Yasmin.
And meet their team, because if you're having
folks.
Insurance agents and attorneys there, people could really be like, you know what? I know the people right here. Why do I need to go look for more?
The hub. I mean, I know there's brokerages out in the world that are only remote and only want to care about, just going to different places. But I strongly believe that having a central hub, a place where you can go to and do your business, would be great. In OnPath, I see there's realtors on site, there's lenders on site, there's a tax professional on site, there's insurance agent on site. And so I'm working on getting an attorney even on site there. It'd be great, but just a go-to place to have folks out here in the center of Aurora.
Yeah. Are you gonna be there at the trunk and treat?
I don't want to tell my kids that I might get scared easily. But yeah, of course, I would love to be there. Yes, so I know my kids will be excited about decorating my vehicle and handing out some candy.
Yeah. Do you know any sponsor? Where are you at? I know I saw.
No, it's this big
Cristobal.
I know. Yes, we have Cristobal.
Skin Bar.
Yes.
And our friend Jose Pineda, LT Custom Tees, are going to be there.
Yeah, and we had a great turnout. If you go on the Instagram account with OnPath Realty, you could see even last year's event was a success,
Yeah.
It was great, yeah.
That's
they
amazing.
did a great job.
Okay. So just out of your expertise, opinion, how do you think the year is going to end?
How do I think the year's going to end? Yeah, great question. I think it's going to end the same way it ended last year. Mm-hmm. All the trajectory, I can see here in my chart, there's cycles to the year, right? And so everything in this year has been basically the same as a copy of 2024. Even right now, we could say, well, interest rates fell, there's more buyers in the market, and let's just run over to the houses. It's just a hot demand. And then the inventory is right now at a high level. I mean, all year long we've been keeping up. So the question is, how do I expect the year to end? The same way it ended last year. I still anticipate this is what's going to happen. The buyers are going to, at this point, we're seeing the low point of buyers in the market, to be honest with you. Even though there's 12, 13 shows per listing according to the statistics, I'm even looking at it right now. That's cyclical. So every October, November, we see the lowest amount, even December. But in January, it spikes up. So I still see that the sales are going to remain the same as last year. Nothing crazy. And I'm not buying into this whole 5% interest rate hoopla. And I don't anticipate.
Or that is going to crash.
Or crash, right?
Yeah.
I actually, if you want to know what a realtor has in a laptop, my YouTube channel is not filled with, all this propaganda of 5% rates and all these videos of everybody watching it. I look at the statistics, I look at the numbers, and I look at the market. And that's all that I look at, and that's it.
The facts.
The facts.
Yeah,
why get all crazy about the news? No. The sky is falling. Okay, I got to work. That's it.
So, another just personal questions. What's your why every morning?
Yeah. Well, besides my beautiful wife and my kids, my why is just waking up and hitting my systems. You know, what I mean by that is I wake up with a purpose. I believe that that's what helps uno, right, in Spanish, to be motivated to get up. I believe that if I stop having a purpose and I stop aiming at a target, we feel like, what's our, it's like futility in life, and this kind of gets deep into things like that. But I wake up with a purpose, man. I want to call my quota. I have every day a quota of folks I want to call. I want to call my folks out here. Even in my notebooks here, I have sheets of to-dos, of needle moving activities, and I wake up saying, today I'm going to hit my target. I don't care about what happened yesterday. I don't care how many got in the contract. Today I want to do X, Y, Z. So that's what gets me up.
There you go. We start all over again.
I know.
Good,
We start all over again.
That's good. Another question. How do you deal with stress? Because I know real estate can be really, really stressful. And
Really? Really? Uh-huh.
How do you deal with it? Do you do sports? Do you watch a show? Do you listen to something motivational?
Right. Okay, great question. Thank you for asking that question about, stress management in the real estate world. I mean, us as realtors, I know that we have to be a steady hand because we know that a real estate transaction can get emotional and stressful, and not just from the buyer or seller directly, but even from the other realtor or even attorneys, right? And so they put pressure on us, and then we have to, in a sense, be a shield for the buyer. And so how do I deal with that personally? I try to be selective in what I keep in my mind and remember. Some people will say I have a bad memory, but I don't. I specifically try to remove any negative thought away from my mind, and I just focus on the next event. And so, I mean, having 5 kids in my home as well, that could be a source of stress as well, especially when it gets cold. I'm cold, crazy in the home. But you try to just manage things little at a time and be peaceful. So I go to the gym, and I try to just daily, just release that energy that's pent up in my body, and loving on my kids. So I have my kids at home, and I get home, and I give them lots of hugs and kisses, and I get back to it again, and I'm ready to go after that.
All right. Well, there you have it. Want to wrap this up? You want to say your socials and your number so people can find you?
Yeah, of course. You can find me on social media, on Instagram at Luis the Broker, and also on YouTube. On YouTube, I do post their videos such as this. So whatever you saw today, just grabbing that. Go on YouTube at Luis the Broker. And my phone number here in the Aurora area, 630-777-4597 is my phone number. So you can reach me at that number, and we could talk about more of your particular market that you're looking at, and I could get an action plan going for you right away.
Thank you for everyone. Share this video. We'll see you next time.
Take care.
Modo Buzz. Este es un podcast dedicado a